I wouldn't be afraid to say that writing 7-Point Star, my first book, was a religious experience in a kind of non-religious way. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I do. A term that we use in my field is called numinous. And it's this idea of something that's so incredible and awe-inspiring that you feel smaller than it. And it sort of takes you outside of yourself and helps you grow as a person by seeing something that you don't have control over.
Yeah. So creation as a divine thing. It's a very, very important. Okay, spoilers for the book, but nobody cares, so let's just go with spoilers. The entire shtick of the book is that this very important magical artifact that Reina, the protagonist, has to steal is sort of like a magical crystal ball kind of thing that houses a mind, a machine mind, basically an artificial intelligence. They don't call it that. They don't call it an artificial intelligence because it's not technically a science fiction book, but it's obviously that kind of thing. And the idea that machines can do magic and machines can do magic better than humans because they are not distracted, they are much more focused on their job. If you can make a machine that thinks, it could be the perfect magus. Yes. And the perfect magus is someone who can do anything they want with magic. And since magic is by definition unexplainable and unnatural, and it has no laws or limits, this kind of entity would be a god. It's a literal Deus Ex Machina. The book ends with a Deus Ex Machina ending, literally and metaphorically, and that is intentional. So everything, all hope seems lost, everything is gone, and then this magical entity, literally made from a machine, just like snaps his fingers, metaphorically speaking. He doesn't actually have fingers, but snaps his fingers and fixes everything. And that's the point, because it turns out that this entire story was made up by this magical entity, and all these characters were nudged in their particular directions to make the plot of the book happen so that it could be created at the end of the book and become this unbound entity, unbound from time and space, so you can go back in time and rearrange this whole thing, arrange this whole thing to happen. And that's the point. And that is I didn't think it was a very subtle stand-in for the author, for me, because for me, that was when I said that this was a story about storytelling. For me, I was thinking I was basically this godlike entity at the end of the book. I already knew how it ended. And the question is, okay, how do I get there? Because I know my characters. This is what I have to work with. This is what I want to do. Here is where I want to get. How do I make them actually get there? And this is actually canonically in the book, as this entity tries to figure out how I make these stupid little characters in this story do the things I need them to do to reach the ending, the climax of the book, in which I am created. And that's how it kind of comes together, this whole thing that magic is identified with divinity, it is identified with creation, it is identified with storytelling.
I may have gone too far in a few places.